Hey guys, and welcome back to another video, Dad. Today, season review time, baby. Dad, start us off then.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what a roller coaster of a season, Dan.
I know, it was brilliant, wasn't it?
I don't think, you know what the irony is, though? Before Bruce got the boot in October, I think it was after a 0-0 draw at Luton. Do you remember when we were on holiday? We went on one of them streaks where we won a couple of games, scored a few goals,
and we missed them all.
But
Go on then, Dad, start us off then. It started off really positive, didn't it? Borough away.
Oh,
we were really positive, weren't we?
Saturday afternoon, late afternoon kickoff, wasn't it, at the Riverside?
Yeah,
didn't we?
In fact, Dad, we had an okay pre-season. We just beat Half Berlin, didn't we?
Yeah, but the telltale signs are there. I remember saying to you in the blistering heat, rather like it is now, at Crewe Alexander, when we didn't look that good, I didn't think. But anyway, listen, I'm not going to be down in the dumps. I think there's many things that define our season. But can I just mention a few things before we do crack on? Is what I'm doing out of the norm. You know something? I'll never forget the atmosphere at Sheffield United, Bramall Lane, when they won that game and they went up.
Yeah.
The atmosphere in the stadium. And I have to say, Dan, the couple of fans the three fans. I think the young lady in the she actually got the result bang on. Went to that bar and they were absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, so many away games were nice, Dad.
Yeah, and I can't go, Dan, without saying Millwall, home and away. Obviously, Big Kenny, you know we love you, and we've got a lot of time for the Millwall fans. Look at them two geezers, the Millwall fans at home. What a laugh!
I know, it's amazing.
When I look back and I smile to myself, I mean Sunderland, home and away, had its what's the words, ups and downs. Do you remember the away trip?
Go on. What, the Sunderland one?
Yeah, it was freezing cold, and we interviewed a group of ladies, and that one lady about gagging for it. And
the question is, Dad, I had someone turn up in shorts.
That was a schoolboy error, wasn't it?
I
was in a rush to get there, and I forgot my trousers, didn't I? So I had to. Yeah, but it's all. I thought the coach journey down was brilliant. What were we playing tennis on the coach, me and you?
Yeah, Scholesy.
Was
there, weren't they?
And who won that week then?
Dave, weren't it? Big up Dave.
Yeah, we owe Dave. But Dan, sorry, very quickly. The flip side to that was the Sunderland match at home. We blew a great chance, didn't we? I remember me and you spent that weekend looking at the results, watching the games, and you kept saying to me, "We're going to do it, Dan. We're going to do that. We're going to do it. We're going to do it." And then come Sunderland, and then we blew it. But you look back at the season, though, Dan. I mean, I do worry a little.
Let's go back to the start, shall we? Let's be honest. I'm going to be in the majority of the Albion fans. People have to agree with this, that when Bruce was in the start, let's be honest, we weren't playing really negative. We gave teams really good games. Like, you think about that, at the start of the season, right, our first couple of games were like Middlesbrough, Watford, Burnley were in there, Blackburn. They're really tough games. And if you're being honest, Dad, should we have won the majority of them? We should have, but we didn't, because we weren't. It wasn't like a spark, anything. We were just missing a goal, really. Like every game we went to. And then you look at the games like Watford, for example. I think I was watching Express and Star the other day, Dad, and Johnny Jury said this. Big up Johnny. He said, I couldn't think of a more spot-on quote. It's one of the most Albion dominant performances we've actually seen, but we didn't win. And what was the goal, Dad?
Don't tell me that halfway line with the.
It was a halfway line goal. Put on the screen now.
What on earth is that, please? Oh my word!
But it's goals like that, Dad, that can change games. Really, we need. I don't know what it was with Bruce. We just couldn't get a goal, could we? That's all we were struggling. We put the chances in, we just couldn't finish our chances at all, and that's realistically what happened in with Bruce. Why it cost him the job.
I think that's the beautiful thing about football. All the uncertain thing about football is the ifs, buts, and maybes. Let's not. Yes, he had an awful lot of bad luck with injuries to DK and whatnot, and there's an awful lot of negativity. But I don't know. Listen, I think he should never have come back into management. At the time, I thought it was a mediocre appointment, but listen, it's gone. King Carlos has come in, What an amazing run we went on. If you'd have told me, Dan, we were going to go to the last game of the season to determine whether we're in the playoffs or not, I'd have said, you need to go and see somebody, Dan. Because I thought we were nailed on to go down. And I must
The thing is, though, Dad, when it's so mental, going back, right, we were on holiday, weren't we, for like a majority of August? And some of the games we missed there, I know we didn't miss that much on Cardiff 0-0, but on one of the last games with Blackburn away, where it was, remember that? It was scorching day, that was. And we lost that one. But then, of course, we missed one of the biggest results of the year. What was it, Dad? It was Albion 5, Hull 2. Can you believe that?
Well, I was beginning to think we were jinxing because they put the goals in as well, don't they? I mean, to have the season that we did halfway through, as we're going through it chronologically, and for 5 goals to be banged in, and we weren't even there, just says it all, doesn't it? But no, it was just a story of our season. But the signs, the green shoots of recovery were looking good then, weren't they?
Yeah, they were. I think the games that really stood out to me, though, were clearly the signs that he had to go. Like, I'm so surprised. You remember the Norwich game when we didn't play that bad?
At Norwich?
Yes, we didn't play that bad, did we?
We had a bad result. Can I just stop you there?
Go on.
I do think that part of Steve Bruce's reign, he did get a lot of unfortunate incidents, didn't he? And rotten bad luck. I'm pretty sure at Carrow Road. Shouldn't we have had a penalty?
We did, like, as you said a minute ago, we can't really rely on that, really. And if I was the ball at that stage, Dad, I think you know what we would have done. I think we should have really cut him off and sack him there, because realistically, at the moment, international is the perfect time to sack a manager and move on. And we didn't do it. We took the gamble. And Dad, what happened after the international break? We had an absolute shocking period. The 3-2 loss to Swansea. We lost one. Remember the 1-0 loss to Preston, Dad? Remember that in midweek? And then, as I said earlier, Luton came, and that's when it all started kicking. Remember the protest of Ron Gourlay?
I think that I'll also associate the Steve Bruce era with a lot of toxicity around the club as well. But that not only was at the time of the protest, but the whole thing didn't feel right. The energy was negative. I think that, of course, we had the protest, which we've got every right to protest. It's our club at the end of the day. It's about the supporters. But Ron Gourlay, I was never that enamoured with Ron Gourlay, to be honest.
No, me either. He always wants to get the bond between the fans and the actual, the club itself, but never really seemed to, build the bridges. In fact, the bridges look like they're broken.
Do you think Danny honestly cared about the club?
No, of course he didn't.
Do you think that Steve Bruce honestly cared about the club?
Oh, no, of course. Let's be honest, it's a job for them at the end of the day, isn't it?
Yeah, well, you know something, Dan, you're totally right there, because I've been thinking about this. Maybe I'm to blame in as much as expectations of the album, but anyway, go on then. So,
I'm going to lead you on to one of your favourite moments. So Bruce had just been sacked, right? What was our next game?
Oh, go on.
It was Reading away.
Oh,
Dad, can you tell me what happened Reading away?
Oh, that was Beale's Babies, wasn't it? That was the wonder goal by Taylor Gardner.
That was a wonder goal from Gardner Hit.
Go on! He's got it!
Because I remember, sorry to put in on one of the blogs, I thought, we've got our Albion back. The atmosphere was good. Some of the goals were great. The unit together spirit was fantastic.
Matty was playing playing well. And then for some reason, what happened then? As soon as that game happened, we just lost 2-0 to Bristol. And the Millwall game, remember that? I don't think you remember the Millwall game, do you?
I do, because Big Kenny and his hospitality was fantastic. All right, admittedly, I let myself down and I did that I shouldn't have had, but the game was just appalling. But shall I tell you one thing? You've got to admit though, Dan, some of the negativity in the Couriers, can't go treated in the numbers.
Exactly. That's what we've got to give us credit, Dad. At the end of the day,
I can't believe the loyal support that the Albion fans give. It's just incredible. If anything, as the season wore on, we were getting more and more travelling support, which was phenomenal, which they should never take for granted. But anyway.
And then, Dad, towards the end of October, what happened? Carlos Corberán is here, baby.
I was just about to say, was that the reign of King Carlos of Corberán?
Well, it was, Dad. And even though he didn't get off to a good start, did he? With the loss to Sheffield at home.
Yeah.
What, Dad? Go on. Tell me about what happened next.
Well,
the big run.
Against all the odds, Dan, we went on a barnstorming run. Well, how many did we run on the bounce?
I couldn't tell you. Quite
we were unbeaten.
Unbeaten like a 12 or something like that. I swear we were.
Because I remember.
Go on, Dad. Daddy, I've had to nail it to the mast right now. What was your favourite moment in that?
Oh, I've got to be honest, Dan. I would say Luton away.
Go on! Would you?
I thought it was. I thought everything was about that was great. Bearing in mind the season before we'd been turned over. Bearing in mind, turns out that Luton went up. Oh man,
we were the last team to beat Kenilworth for it.
Yeah, I tell you something. You can see the signs there, can't you? Because they were workhorse team. But we were together. The DK was on fire. Everything come together that game. And I'll tell you what, I felt something that day. And my passion. Oh, it was the best it's ever been. But yeah, for me, Dan.
I mean, Dad, I think, and I completely agree, Luton is in there. But a close second, you've got to admit, Dad, was what? Sunderland away. I'm coming back to it. What a day that was. Go on, let's put it nail to the mast. Who scored?
Well, I know DK scored a belter.
And it was Tommy Rogic.
Tommy Rogic, of course it was. Yeah, I remember that. Summer, again, Sunderland home and away. Let's focus on the away one first of all. The trip, a long trip, but it was a great trip. And I think everybody connected with the club. It was brilliant. The fans, because we had an issue, didn't we? A medical issue. It wasn't with us, but with us family party. And it was fantastic. Everything about Sunderland was great. And it was one of them nights, Dan, whereby it was freezing cold. We all had our gloves on. Scalzi was there as well, wasn't he?
He was.
And Rebecca was with us as well, wasn't she?
Yeah,
and the atmosphere, Dan. And Milner.
Mm-hmm.
Fantastic, Dan. Fantastic.
And then, of course, Dad, it was international break for the World Cup.
Yes, it was. Oh. Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I know, yeah.
Got some stories to tell about that, haven't we?
Huh?
Got some stories to tell about that, haven't we?
Oh, no, yeah. It was hilarious.
That's the exciting blog, isn't it?
Yeah. Then, Dad, of course, we came back. We wondered if the album would be the same and maybe be a mini pre-season. We came back and we weren't as good, were we? We played Rotherham beating 3-0, and then we played Coventry, Dad. What happened to Cov?
Yeah, we lost to Coventry, didn't we? That's where it started to slide a bit now. The Coventry game was frustrating because there wasn't much between the two teams, really, I thought. I know it was a night game at the I forget the name of I call it the Ryco, but it's the Coventry City Building Society, isn't it? But no, I think the warning signs were there. And then who was next after Coventry?
Well, again, Dad, I said we were playing not the greatest. We still got the wins. We beat Reading, the normal ones. And of course, I've got to bring you onto it. We could be Preston. I've got to say the Preston one. The yacht goal. Come on, put it now.
Go on, son! Yeah! Come on!
Yeah, the yacht
that is a wonder goal you got on there. I remember that the day.
Yeah, I remember turning to you and saying that was class.
I've got a fun fact for you.
Go on.
Around that time we beat Reading, who do we meet? Big Carlos.
We did, didn't we?
Your mucker.
Yeah, we did, didn't we? Yeah. What a lovely bloke, Dan.
Oh, I love Carlos the best.
And his background stuff as well.
Yeah, the boys, yeah.
Absolutely great, guys. They gave us the time of day, didn't they?
And God, listen, if you're watching still, you're not going to believe me, but the big man here, I think that's what he's doing. He's time everything. Oh, yeah, tell what you're doing, tell what you're doing. He was basically the manager in the room. Right, and then Dad, I'm going to put on one of your favourite games of the season and probably one of mine. Chesterfield away.
You know something? I remember you saying to me, this season we're going to be very good. What, Dan? The away day was brilliant. The pub we went to was the raucous atmosphere. Now, I'll tell you something. I remember sat there in the stadium. It was a lovely little stadium, wasn't it? It really was a nice stadium. And the Chesterfield fans were up for it, weren't they? And they were right behind it. And then the goal started going against us, Dan. And I suddenly thought, no way. We're not going to have a Timber Zagler all over again, are we?
Yeah, no.
I remember where we were looking at the fans and they were giving us pelts. I thought, they're going to do it. I don't know, Dan. That was, for me, that was where DK, he come into his own, and Asante come into his own. And I thought we'd come back from there, and everything about that game, all right, people are going to say, well, it was only Chesterfield. But you can only beat what's in front of you or draw what's in front. And they weren't any pushovers, Dan.
No, I know. And Dan, I could be completely wrong. We may have already mentioned this. But the Asante goal for Stoke earlier on.
Oh my word! It's a cracker! What a goal!
The overhead kick.
We're talking overhead kick, aren't we?
Yeah.
We've got our differences with that one, haven't we? Because I think that's one of the best goals I've seen at the Albion. Because he had to get.
It's the best one of the best goals. I would say at the Albion overall, but in the season, if you have a look on YouTube, guys, there's some other crackers in the league. You got to admit that, Dad.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you, yeah.
And then, Dad, another one you missed. It's how good Asante will. I put it now.
Go Asante!
The Asante goal v Bristol. When you weren't there.
Yeah, he was on fire, wasn't he? In fact, you know, Danny, he sparked our season because, all right, he come from the lower leagues, but he has everything you want in a footballer: the desire, the commitment, the running, the energy, the willingness to learn. All right, he's got a few rough edges, but he gives you everything. And yeah, please, you mentioned the goals there.
Yeah, no. We get to the period now. I think, my opinion, this was the turning point. I don't know why, but the Burnley game. It started really well. We started to collapse, didn't we?
Stole me thunder there, because I think from there onwards, we dipped. I think it took a lot out of us, because if you want my honest opinion, I thought we were going to win that. It was a terrible journey down there. Coach journey went the best, was it? And it was a freezing night. We didn't have that long. But when the game kicked off and we scored, didn't we? I thought, you know what?
Yeah,
we could have these here. And I just think that we didn't have enough belief. We didn't have enough clinical finishing to finish that game. Because after then, we seemed to wobble a bit, didn't we? But
yeah, we did.
And let's be honest, right? I don't know what their stats were, but we gave a good account of ourselves.
We did, yeah. I mean, someone lost their head at the end, but...
Oh, well, yeah. I did lose it at the end, because I just thought we were better than that. But you've got to give them credit, Dan. They ended up the league champions, didn't they? Burnley.
Yeah. And Dad, I've got to mention this, actually. Quick segment. The transfer windows. Mark O'Brien. I was really shocked by him in the end. Well, we'll have to do a video on it, guys, around the transfers and the performance this season. But I was really like, wow. He looked past it, didn't he?
Yeah, it's such a shame. It just goes to show how wrong I am. Because when he signed, I thought, you know what? He could kickstart our season, and he was awful. Whatever reason, we don't know. We don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but it just didn't offer what I thought it was going to offer, Dan.
And then, Dad, you got this man is a massive fan of him, Big
Nathan Chalobah, yeah, strange one. Again, I honestly think it's a confidence issue. You don't become a bad player overnight. No. So, I mean...
Yeah, it's got something about him, though. And the thing is, though, Dad, you got to remember this, guys. Do you remember, I think it was transfer deadline day, at the start, in August. What happened on transfer deadline day, Dad? Stephen Alzate and another player failed in the last second, so we couldn't get the paperwork over the line.
Do you believe that?
I think it was Josh Harmer. No, there's got to be some more to that.
Yeah, I tell you what, it's a schoolboy error from the Albion administration people, if that's the case, because that's where we lost it, Dan. So I was just about to say at the end, I remember you saying to me when we come away from Burnley, it was the substitutions that changed that game that Vincent Kompany had made. So yeah, when you come back to the transfer window, yeah, we didn't strengthen, did we?
No, we didn't. No, and I think the part then I think a lot of people were negative, weren't they, Dad? Because we were getting the wins occasionally. We were beating teams that we should do, like Wigan and Huddersfield at home. But we just didn't look good, did we? They weren't really, really good performances. We just got the win. And
I've got I've got to stop you there because the only thing I'm going to mention is teams that we should be beating. We've now got to get it into our psyche, right, that we are one of those teams. We ain't nothing special, because I tell you what, we've got a lot of work to do. This season is going to be defining the new season. But you are quite right. I did feel there were times when we did.
I feel like the games where we kind of lost it really was like the 0-0 draw against Millwall. If we played a bit better there, but more confidence, we could have really pushed ourselves toward the playoffs. And of course, the draw against Cardiff, Dad.
And again, it's a case of if buts and maybes. But the trouble is, though, Dan, as we go through these games, would you really have wanted to go up into the Premier League with what we had?
It's a good question. I don't think we're strong enough, but who cares? It's the Albion. You'd love to, wouldn't you?
Absolutely, of course we do. Yeah.
Then you got to look at. I think the game that after Cardiff that put the dead for me, and we said this many a times, was QPR.
All right. Bug on the locker. Go in.
It is!
Run! Yeah!
Started off really well. The protests as well, full flowing. I mean, to be fair, let's be honest, Dad. I've got to give credit to Fraction Albion for the massive protest march. I can't remember what game it was, but it was amazing, weren't it, Dad? On screen.
You've got to give credit.
Join in. If you want layouts, join in. If you want layouts, join in. If you want layouts.
Yeah, it was very, very well organised. There was a decent turnout. I wish it would have been a bit more. But you know what? They have got the right to protest. They did protest. We did protest. We've got our point across. And I think it was done extremely well. But you are right, the QPR game, Dan. Every time you mention QPR, I've got this picture of Gareth Ainsworth saluting their fans. We were winning, and they don't start me, Dan.
And then I'll be honest, one of my favourite ways, I think it's yours as well, Dad, is the week of Stoke and Blackpool. I'll put them on screen now. Stoke first.
Come on, you beggars. Yeah! Oh! Yeah! Yeah! It's nice! Come on now! Come on now! It's it, baby! Come on!
Oh, I loved it there. It was limbs. You go on, mate. It was absolute limbs.
I didn't see that coming, and I thought it was a great game. That was when one of the Stoke players got sent off as well, wasn't it? Yeah. I'll tell you something. How weird I am. Can you remember something really unique happened to us? Well, to you, when we were. I can't remember whether it was coming out. No, it was. We just arrived. Went over to find a watering hole, and a policeman said something to you.
Yeah. People spoke about the channel. Yeah, big up to him. I can't remember his name, but fair play to him, mate. Cheers for watching the videos.
No, something, Dan. That really
amazing, isn't it?
So yeah, so coming back to you, I remember having a good social. We had a good interaction with the Stoke City fans as well, didn't we?
Great fans.
I remember coming back from there, Dan. Again, it was, what time was the kick-off at Stoke?
Can't remember, you know. It was in April, wasn't it? Yeah, it was, weren't it? Yeah.
Yeah, but I was just glad to get the win.
I think it was a Friday at 3 or something like that, weren't it?
No, it was Saturday afternoon or Saturday morning or 12 or something strange like that. But anyway, we got the right result, and I thought, you know what? We could be in here.
I know, yeah. And then that Blackpool, oh my word, go on!
Go on! Yeah! Come on! Let's fucking go! Come on! Come on! Let's fucking go! Yeah! Come on! Come on! Come on!
You know, so I'm sure I knew somebody who went to the Stoke game, after the Stoke game, went to Blackpool, stayed in Blackpool.
Yeah, no, fair play.
It was one of the guys, wasn't it?
Yeah, and then Dad, you look at the games. Then I think we all believed, weren't we, in the Sunderland game?
before you go to the Sunderland game, you know the Blackpool game. I thought it was brilliant because again, great journey game.
Amazing.
The weather was good. Me, you, and Deck. We had a pint, didn't we? We went on the seafront. But can you remember what did we learn from the stewards about the Blackpool Stadium?
What?
They're going to change the away end, aren't they?
Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah, but we won't be there next season, will we? So we won't know.
I know, but great atmosphere, great result. Yeah, you know something, Dan? That'll live in my psyche. Because, yeah, you're right. Back to back. Come on.
Then I'd finish off Sunderland. I put it now to bed. I've got to bring it up. I've got to. He put the nail in the coffin, didn't he, really? We don't want to say it, but he realistically did. We weren't good enough that day, were we?
No, that's when I thought, you know what, I hadn't given up hope mathematically, but I thought to myself, going into that game, we're going to do this. I thought, you know what, we've got a bit between our teeth. I think we'd watched the Preston game the day before, haven't we?
Yeah, Liam Black scored.
Yeah, and I thought, you know something, we've got, and you actually made me believe that we were going to do it, and then they didn't turn up. But you've got to give credit to Sunderland, Dan. Their fans were outstanding.
Fans were amazing. Got no best to say.
Absolutely incredible.
And then, Dad, the belief was still in there after Norwich. Can you believe that? I think that was a week of the lap as well.
Yeah, the trouble is, it leaves you.
It's also gone away. That's the main thing. Everyone flocked in the scene. I'm thinking, we could do this, you know. Of course, when I think it was Jed scored that goal here.
Go on. Go on. Go on.
And that goal, everyone was going, yeah, we're going to do it. And then a lot of people, I believe the realists knew we weren't going to do it. But of course I didn't. Going into last game of the season, Dad, Swansea.
You know, Summit, you've missed one big game out that was so disappointing for me. So after that game, you know what? They proved me wrong because they still won a few. We missed out the Rotherham game away.
You go. Ooh, I want to know. Is it?
Oh, yeah? Well mentioned.
Bloody, what was his name? Hugo.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that day. That absolutely ruined my Easter weekend because we just didn't turn up. But you know what the crazy thing is? We're saying all this negativity, but to have the season that we did
from where we were with Bruce Corcoran, we've got to give him a huge amount of credit.
And the craziness to come in, and then if anything, I think probably Corcoran overachieved early on because the expectation was there. And I suddenly thought, like you just said, we chilled out at Swansea, didn't we? Because we had to go away for the day. Just chilled. Then when we got there, it was raining. And when the first goal went in, and I thought, you know what? For about 5 to 10 minutes, we were in the playoffs. And I thought, what an achievement just to even be there.
Yeah. Dad, I completely agree with you. And you've got to remember that, guys. I'm not going to put some more enthusiasm into this season coming up. But it wasn't really his team, Corcoran. He hasn't really incorporated his new style of players into it. It's all team from Bruce and etc. I still want to see this clear out, Dad, though. I want to see this clear out. And I think if Corcoran can incorporate his players into it, I don't know what finances, it'd be a massive season. But Dad, go on. Overall, what you think of this season?
Oh, I thought to finish where we did, with all the issues that we had, I thought it was a good season.
Yeah.
But if you'd have asked me at the beginning of the season, what were my expectations? I thought we'd get into the playoffs.
Yeah, from off championship predictions, you'll see that one.
Yeah, it was almost as if, you know, you're doing your business A-levels. It's almost as if we'd budgeted to be in the Premier League, and by golly, we fall flat on our face.
So go on then, Dad. Add 10, how would you rate it?
7.
7, that's fair enough. From where we were, 100% agree. 100% agree with you. But guys, make sure you put down in the comments what you think. And put down as well, I want to see, guys, what was your best game you've watched? What was your favourite goal? And you got me, what was the worst moments? and how forward are you looking to next season? Dan, anything else to say for the viewers?
Yeah, I think that, again, really appreciate you watching, liking, subscribing, taking the time to come up, say hello. If you've got any forthcoming birthdays or anniversaries or anything you want to mention, announcements, let us know, because you know what? We want to go bigger and better, but we can't do it without your support and our loyal subscriptions. But you know something, Dan? Thank you to Jake for his service, because I know we're going to move on now to another vlog. But yeah, if I'm going to be honest, Dan, I was sad at the end of the season. I thought, oh no. But when you look back, yes. But anyway, we've gone over that.
We'll go on. We'll go into on one of our next videos by the squad. But guys, thank you so much for watching the video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and peace. So what time is it? It's showtime.